Recently, we did a short video of the launch of the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue. Well, today we're having a closer look at a full walk-around thanks to Nissan Canada. Welcome, Scott. You have two Rogues behind you. Tell us, what is the biggest difference between the old one, or the current one, and the new one coming out?
Hi, Brian. Wow, there's so many differences between the new one and the outgoing one. I'm not sure where to start because it's a complete redesign top to bottom. I think the name is maybe the only thing that's really carried over. We could look at the new platform, the new engine, of course, the new styling, the new interior is completely redone. There's so many things to talk about, and I'm very excited to answer whatever questions you have for me today.
So let's talk about the platform itself. So it's definitely 100% new from the old ones. Tell us about the size. Is it stronger? Is it lighter?
Yeah, of course. So the platform's all new. The underpinnings of the vehicle, dimensionally, it's actually, while it looks like a more substantial vehicle, in my opinion, it's actually a little bit shorter. It's about 38 millimeters shorter. It sits on the same wheelbase. The width is just about the same, but it's 38 millimeters shorter. It's 52 millimeters lower than this vehicle, which gives it better stance, better proportions, a better posture, if you will. With the new styling of the front end, with the thin headlamps, the V-motion grille, it's actually a double V-motion grille now. It really gives us that bold, commanding presence for this vehicle. In addition to that, with all of these changes, it's actually on average about 40 kilograms lighter when you average it out grade by grade than the outgoing vehicle. That's done through extensive use of ultra high strength steel. And what's new for this year, both of these vehicles have aluminum hoods, but now with the new Rogue, it has aluminum doors as well, which contributes to the weight savings.
So being a little bit shorter, does that affect cargo or interior space at all?
No, not at all. Actually, the interior for the passenger, the interior roominess is just about the same. And we do have a slight increase in the overall rear cargo capacity. That's done through, of course, extensive re-engineering and optimization of the space, the seats, the dash, etc.
So let's talk about that front end, because that's I really think when it launched, I was kind of blown away. I think the front end looks really good. The headlights are different now. Are they LED and are they standard?
Yeah, no, you're right. I completely agree with you. I was very excited to see this when the final design came out. To be clear, these are the headlamps right here, and they are 100% LEDs. It'll be standard on every new Rogue that we sell. This is the signature lighting, and the turn signals are integrated up here, headlamps, and we do have an LED fog lamp down there as well to complement really the new design of the front end.
Is this kind of the step of where Nissan's going in terms of the V-motion grille like this?
Right. So as hopefully you've noticed in our recent redesigns, the last one right before this being the all-new Sentra in 2020, and then the all-new Altima in 2019, you've really seen an emphasis on the boldness of the V-motion grille. Obviously, those two are sedans. This is the first crossover really that we're seeing this on. And they'll be surprised if you see this familiar face coming out on future crossovers within the Nissan lineup.
Well, just recently, you guys just launched the new Aria, your new flagship EV. Mm-hmm. Now, it also, along with that launch, you guys launched a new brand logo as well. On that, will the Rogue be getting that new logo as well?
Yeah. The plan is to adopt the new logo. Obviously, the Aria represents quite a few things for Nissan. As you mentioned, it is the flagship EV crossover, well, the first crossover EV from Nissan. It's going to come with just a game-changing set of IT and connectivity. And of course, the new logo was launched at the same time. We can expect the future vehicles in the lineup to adopt that logo in the near future. The timing on that, of course, is a little TBD. So, of course, everybody will find out.
We have a power hatch now, and
We
a
do.
hands-free, right?
Right. So we do have the power hatch that's motion activated. I've got the key on me, and then I waved my foot under the sensor, under the bumper here, and it automatically opened it. Super convenient, really nice feature to have, especially if you've got your hands full. You've got a stroller, shopping bags, whatever it is. You don't have to fumble for your key or touch the switch, and then you just put your items right here.
And the opening is very, very big. It's very wide, I see. So it's a big, huge square opening, which is great. You have that the tray system there.
Right. So this is called our divide and hide cargo system. It's a system actually of two boards. You can see the front board right here, and then the rear board here. And this can be reconfigured into multiple combinations. Right now, this is, for lack of a better name, the flat floor mode. So when you have you're carrying your cargo, you want that flat floor, you can set the boards here. If you want maximum cargo, you drop the board. Super easy. You can do it with one hand. So it gives you just that extra amount of space. Additionally, what you can do with this board here is you can reconfigure it. So this goes into vertical mode. The very cool thing about this is, say you've got grocery bags or loose items, you put them right here. It's secured by this board, so all your groceries don't go flying throughout this cavernous interior that you can store a lot of space in. You've got these very handy spots on the side here. Here, the Canadian version, put your jug of washer fluid here. In the States, they put their jug of milk here. It's a perfect space for it. It's actually a hard plastic, so if something leaks, you can wipe it up right away.
Well, do you think will a watermelon fit in front of that board of that divider? You think?
A watermelon?
Yeah. You think it would?
Of course. Well, yeah, depending on the size of the watermelon.
Because that's one issue I have with SUVs, and it's summertime and you go buy a watermelon and it just goes and it just flies around the back. So that's a nice selling feature. Are there any power outlets in the rear cargo area at all?
Power outlets? No, we do not have power outlets back here. We do have a number of tie-down hooks. We do have the divide and hide here, but unfortunately, we do not have power outlets back here.
And for folding the rear seats down, do you have access from the back to fold them down with any type of levers at all? And what kind of a split is it for the rear seats?
Yeah, it's a 60-40 split. Glad you asked. I was actually about to show you. It's right here. We've got levers on both sides. Jen, if you could look there. You just pull it. Easy to drop, just like that. And drop. I'm going to put this board back here. And as I mentioned, this is flat floor mode. So you can see from back here all the way to the back of the first row seats, you've got basically a flat floor for your cargo.
Oh, that's great. There's a lot of utility there for sure. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very, very flat. And so are those spring loaded then?
Yes, they are.
All right, so let's get inside
spring
now.
Loaded on the release. Yep.
Let's go inside the driver's side. Let's have a look there.
Okay. Let me unlock it. So we're getting into the driver's side.
You have a proximity sensor for locking and unlocking the doors as well, right?
Absolutely. One thing I want to mention, I'm glad you mentioned that as well. We've got the sensors on the front, and for the first time, we've got them on the rear doors as well. So I think there's a lot of times customers have said, that'd be great if we could put the sensors in the rear door, because sometimes they're approaching the car from the rear and they want to put their child in the second row. But instead of going all the way to the front, they just unlock the door here and open it directly.
Yeah,
so
that's one huge feature. One huge feature I like. Now, also on that rear tailgate, you don't have to go to it. Is there just one button just to actually close it, or do you actually have a lock button as well to close and lock the tailgate?
Oh, well, I'm happy to show you. So you saw here, so you could actually use, there's multiple ways to open and close. Obviously I used the foot the first time. You can use the key. You can push the button. There's also the central lock button here as well.
Yes.
So there's quite a bit of functionality. Yeah, that's right there.
I absolutely love that. I just, a lot of times you have your hands full or you're just closing it and you have to I just hate having to close it and wait for it to close and then go touch the door handle to lock it.
Exactly.
So you guys have addressed some really good good things that I like. Okay, let's have a look on the inside here, because there's a lot going on here.
There is quite a lot going on here. So let me just power this up so you can see what's happening.
Okay, big screen in front of you. What do we got in front of going on here?
All right, this is the part I say we have 32.1 inches of screen in this. This is a platinum version, so it is the upper end. So we've got a 12.3 inch full TFT meter here. So it's got your traditional speedometer, tachometer. It's got everything from your warning lights to your information, your navigation, your audio. So all that's there. This is configurable. Now, in addition to that, you've got your 9-inch center display here. And it's not on. I'd have to turn the car on, but there is a 10.8-inch heads-up display also on this vehicle. That adds up to over 32 inches of screen. Some people might say, wow, that's a lot of screen, but you know, this day and age, there's a lot of information. There's so much functionality in the. What we're really trying to do is, contrary to what people might think, we're not trying to distract the driver. We're trying to provide the correct, relevant information. There's more things coming in, more audio sources, more navigation information. We're trying to really fine-tune that in a graphical, visible way that helps for the comfort and convenience of the customer to have them drive carefully, have them drive safely, and in whatever whatever destination they're headed to. So that's the 3 screens that we have here. Can I just walk you through some of the key highlights?
Absolutely.
Inside the interior?
Please do.
Yeah, so this is let's start with the all-new steering wheel, of course. It's been redesigned. One thing I want to mention here, of course, this is our ProPilot assist button. I'll get to that in a little bit, but this has been redesigned, as has everything is been optimized. They look more premium. They're more user-friendly. The reach of the buttons, the locations. And if you look here on the door here, even the window and lock switches, the memory switches, they're flush. They're very premium, very good to the touch, and very easy to use. So there's been a lot of thoughtful consideration into the redesign of the interior. We're looking at comfort. We're looking at premium. Just a very nice, quiet interior for the driver and the passengers. Additionally, new things on the vehicle I want to highlight down here, if we look, is the wireless charger. So you can just drop your phone right here and it'll charge as you're driving. Standard, this is a USB Type-C and a USB Type-A, so 2 USB ports here. There's a couple more in the back as well. So you can have multiple devices plugged in, whether to just charge or to play music through the system, or you can have your phone charging in the wireless charger. Of course, a nice cup holder, premium finishes, extra little teeth here to hold your cups in place. While we're on the center console, this is an all-new shifter. This vehicle does have electronic shift-by-wire. It's not a mechanical connection anymore, which allows, if you can see down here, with the efficiencies of the electronic shifter, you have this huge interior lower storage bin. You can put a bag or whatever it is that you have extra that used to be taken up previously by the mechanical shifter. Now that's all open space. One more thing that's new on the vehicle, first time for the Rogue, is this terrain mode switch. And everything from, you have snow mode, you have regular mode, you have eco mode, you have sport mode, all kinds of different modes to help the driver in whatever situation they might be. As we go a little bit further back, this is an all-new butterfly console. Instead of opening front to back like other consoles do, you hit the switch and it opens up side to side. So what's the benefit of that? Not only is it very user-friendly, but it allows access to the bin, not just for the front passengers, but from passengers in the back as well. So you can reach in, I could reach in, get something out. Somebody could reach in from the back into the front. So this is a really new design that's very user-friendly and thoughtful as well.
Are there any power ports or USBs in that center console at all, or?
Not in the center console. They are on the back of the center console, which makes it easier for the rear passengers to plug directly in when they're sitting in the second row seat.
And what do we have for? Is there a panoramic roof available on this, or is it just a regular sunroof?
Absolutely. No, right up here, you can see it. This
Okay,
is
that's nice and big.
quite a massive panoramic roof. Let's see. There we go. You're gonna have to wait a while because it's so big. It takes a while to open. There we go.
And
So you can see it's quite a bit of square footage.
how about seat wise and materials available for the seats?
Absolutely. Again, we're in the platinum. So with the platinum, you get the best of the best. Jen, if you could see right here, this is semi-aniline quilted leather. This is super high quality premium leather that's in the first and second row of the vehicle. Additionally, both the front passenger, the front two passengers, and the rear passengers get Nissan's NASA-inspired zero gravity seats, which provides additional support, additional just posture support for the driver and all the passengers, which has been really well received in the other vehicles. The outgoing Rogue had it, but it was just in the front row. But we've extended that feature to the second row as well. Of course, there is another cloth option as well.
Canadians, we have some colder winters and colder climates. What is the Rogue? What is it equipped with for Canadian winters? Is there a Canadian package at all, or anything different?
Yeah, so for Canada specifically, we've got everything ready. Not only do we have heated seats standard, that's a given. It's not even a question. So even on the entry base grade, we will have heated seats, heated outside mirrors, heated steering wheel, and remote engine start, all standard for every Rogue in Canada. Now, when we go up the grade walk a little bit, the rear heated seats will be available. But in terms of front row and overall comfort, there is quite a bit of Canadian-friendly heated features on this vehicle.
Okay, let's touch on, even though we're not driving this, let's talk about the drivetrain. What do we have here? What's different between this and the outgoing model?
Okay, so just to be clear up front, both of these vehicles will have the 2.5 liter four-cylinder. However, this one, it's an all-new engine, completely redesigned with, I think it's about 80% all-new parts. This is the engine that we saw in the Ultima, the all-new Ultima a couple of years ago. It has 181 horsepower and pound-feet of torque. That's an improvement of 11 horsepower and 6 pound-feet of torque. But it's not just about the numbers. It's the inherent design of the engine versus the outgoing model. It's a lot smoother, it's a lot quieter, and it's a lot more efficient. We don't have final fuel economy figures yet for Canada, but I can say that it will be better than the outgoing model. Now, with the additional power, with the additional 40 kilogram mass reduction and improved aerodynamics, this vehicle will be a little bit quicker, more efficient, and as importantly, it'll actually be a lot quieter than the previous Rogue. So we're going to see a lot of benefits coming from the overall, the chassis, the powertrain, the transmission, and the design of this vehicle.
All-wheel drive is standard for, is the only option for Canada?
No, at this point, we do have front-wheel drive option.
Okay.
There are still some customers, but of course, we would expect that the majority of buyers will opt for the all-wheel drive. Of course, this is Canada; it's very important. But there have been improvements in the all-wheel drive system as well. It's been retuned, redesigned so that it's front-wheel drive bias, but when there's slippage detected and whatnot for the rear wheels, the system is a lot quicker. So when it knows when it's when torque is required to the rear wheels, it knows that, and it will send the torque a lot faster than the outgoing model, which significantly reduces slip and any kind of loss of traction when you're on the ice, in the mud, and the snow.
So, Scott, I hear all the time, I get viewers and they comment a lot of times when this first launched, and a lot of the viewers like, oh, CVT, I'm lost, you've lost me now. And I've never owned a vehicle with a Nissan with a CVT myself. I have owned Nissans before, but I have friends that have Nissans and they've had no issues with the CVT. But some people say that they claim that the CVTs are not reliable. What do you say to people that say that?
Well, just like any other piece of machinery equipment, of course, there's nothing that has 100% success rate in terms of reliability. Now, all of the CVTs, most of the Nissan lineup has a CVT. The all-new Sentra I talked about, the all-new Altima, and of course this vehicle. It is the one transmission on this vehicle. In terms of quality, there's constant improvement. You know, whether it's a CVT or a traditional automatic or a manual transmission, engineers and the OEMs are constantly working on improving the efficiency, the usability, and the quality of the transmissions, and that's what Nissan strives to do as well.
Okay, and so you mentioned ProPilot Assist. Is that standard on all Rogues, or is that a package that you have to purchase?
The ProPilot Assist, I'm glad you asked that one as well. There's two versions of it on this vehicle. The standard ProPilot Assist will come on the SV, right at the mid-grade, so that's this button right here. And the overall usability of the system has improved. If you've used ProPilot, of course, it accelerates and decelerates the vehicle, it turns and centers the vehicle within the lane. The overall operation has been, let's say, smoothed out. So when the vehicle is taking off, when it's decelerating, the turns themselves, everything is, it just seems a little bit more natural. It's smoother, it's a little bit less abrupt. So that's from SV and above. Now, when you get up to the Platinum grade, which is this vehicle, we have what's called ProPilot Assist with NaviLink. So the cool thing about that is, say you've programmed a route into your GPS navigation. We've got a map up here. Say I want to go home. Now, when you're on the highway, you activate the ProPilot Assist. Now, what the system is doing is, obviously, it knows your route because you've programmed it. It knows where you are from the GPS. So it knows a few more things, such as when you're going to get off the highway. So I'm going to head home, and I'll be on the 401 and the 403. It knows I'm going to get off at a certain exit. It knows there's an off-ramp, and it knows kind of the approximate geometry of the off-ramp. So it will adjust the vehicle speed. It will adjust the steering accordingly. So you have a smoother operation with some more intelligence, and it just helps you a lot better in terms of the operation of the ProPilot Assist. Additionally, if you're going down the highway and you get stuck in traffic, which is often the norm in the Greater Toronto area, previously, if the vehicle comes to a complete stop, it would be only a few seconds before the system would be basically pause, and you would have to hit the resume button before the vehicle would reaccelerate. Now, with this system, it'll hold it up to 30 seconds when you're in traffic before you have to hit the resume button. So as we know, a lot of times here, the traffic lasts a lot longer than 30 seconds when you're in stop-and-go traffic. So it will accommodate for that far better with this system.
So, can you do hands-free with that if you're in stop-and-go traffic, or do you have to have hands-on?
So the current system, the ProPilot Assist, both systems I talked about today it's still a driver assist hands-on system. So you will have to have your hands on the vehicle at all times.
Okay, so what about electrification? Is there any talk about making a hybrid version? Because some of your competitors have a hybrid version of their crossover, or a plug-in hybrid. Any plans for that?
Oh, yeah. We've talked about the powertrain on this vehicle. And while I can't comment on future powertrains planned for the Rogue, all I can say right now is, we've studied the market, we've studied our lineup. We felt that this was best representative of what the customer is looking for, the Rogue customer in the segment. Of course, we're constantly studying. We're studying the technologies, the segments, the customer wants and demands. And we're always making our best from the planning side to the R&D side to bring the most sought after and the most desired types of powertrains to our vehicle.
Okay, Scott, I got a question. So if someone's going to ask, why should I buy a Rogue over the competition? What would you say?
Oh, I could go on for a long time, but just to sum it up, the Rogue, the all-new 2021 Rogue is, from what I feel, the best combination of just striking design, a bold presence, a premium interior, the class-leading drivability, safety, convenience, and connectivity all in one package. It is improved and it's so competent, and beyond that, in all in all levels that there we go. That I feel that this is definitely the best vehicle for the customer in this segment.
Well, you know what? It looks like a very compelling package. I want to thank you for taking the time and sharing all this information and providing this virtual walk around for us. And you know, I can't wait to actually see it in person, touch it, and actually drive it. And hopefully that's coming really soon. When is this going to be available?
Yeah, my pleasure, Brian. I really also hope that you can get into it soon. It will be coming, hitting dealerships later in the fall this year.
Excellent. Once again, thanks, Scott. And for everyone out there, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you on the next video.